We can't
All
curse.
about.
My scream was louder. Fuck you.
We're not allowed to curse in the first 30 seconds of a video if we want to get hypothetically paid in the future. So that's why we scream into the thing. But now we can curse. Fuck you.
Gotcha. So, yay.
Put my headphones up.
I added a last minute topic, Crypto. I don't know if you saw it in private chat.
You
I literally found it out. Last second.
Nobody want to
Jake?
talk about Mr. Beast. He's not comic book news or anything. Fuck that
He
guy.
is, yeah, but
Jake,
he's working with
Jake.
a writer, a famous writer.
Jake, how dare you put in a last minute news piece yet at the same time start the live cast early, man? Come on.
Exactly. There you go.
Come on. Did you ever think of that?
Yeah, well, I'm always thinking, but
Gotcha.
Do you ever move fireworks, Krypton? Is that one of your mini jobs? You move fireworks for people?
Oh, I mean, I do go above and beyond for fireworks for the 4th of July in my house. Yeah.
Okay, well,
So,
if you ever need a good fireworks place, I can hit you up, bro. I got the good deals. All right, I got this.
Or you could just do what a lot of people I know do and just go to Mexico and get all the illegal shit.
Why are you trying to get fireworks in May 4th?
To prepare.
Yeah.
You never know.
Last time I got a decent set of fireworks, dude, it cost me like $70, but god dang, that upside down thunderstorm was definitely worth it, man. Like, woo.
I got lucky that I didn't get caught in the rain today because it was sprinkling today, and I was like, my umbrella's broken. What the hell?
It's
like,
raining over here.
That part of the umbrella where you open it and they have those little bars that keep the shape of the umbrella?
Yeah.
One of those broke, and so I'm pissed. So I'm gonna try to see if I can fix it because I like that umbrella.
It could always be worse, which I had to spend money on a Deadpool umbrella once, right?
You didn't have to spend money on shit. You chose to.
Hey, I have to support my boy, all right? By buying his merchandise. But
sometimes characters' merchandise are ass. Just letting you know.
Yep. Oh, you talk about ass? Listen to this.
At least your character gets merch.
Yep. When I stopped by to get some food, like it was downpouring out in the parking lot, like really a lot. And I don't usually want to use the merchandise of Deadpool I get because I kind of want to keep the value of them unopened. But I just had to use the Deadpool umbrella for this situation. And when I was trying to open it, the damn thing jammed, and I was like, God dang it, open. And before you know it, my finger slipped and actually got sliced into into those metal bars you were talking about, which the ones that keep the shape of the umbrella. Like, oh damn. This is Deadpool approved, isn't it? Wow.
Only Deadpool made himself.
Exactly. Sharp enough as a katana for an umbrella. Yay, audience.
Krypton, I was on the car ride home, and I watched a clip of Teen Titans Go, the movie, and I thought to myself, this actually is a terrible film. Yeah.
Oh wow. This is help. I thought it was. Yeah. Oh wow. You didn't even like the Sam Lee cameo, man? I would consider that a top 5.
No, I just saw a clip of it. I didn't do the whole thing. I just saw the Titans beat Slade, and that was like it.
Oh my god! Don't get me started with that fucking.
Movie. I was like, yeah, this really is a bad movie. I'll never watch the full thing.
Wow.
You know what's funny about that, Jake? You want to know something really funny? I went to see that movie in theaters.
Why?
I did too.
I think it's because my family wanted to.
Oh, okay. As long as you were dragged there by force, I guess.
I wasn't driving.
I want to go see it by choice.
Yeah, but you've already established
that you're a sick person.
No. I did that because I wanted to put my 2 cents down because I remember Tara Strong stated that if this movie makes enough money, in that case, they're going to revive the original Teen Titans.
I don't know why people believe her.
No. To be fair, they did think about doing it, and then they decided to do that movie instead.
All right. I was like, I don't know why people honestly the God believe, bro.
But to be fair, that turned out for the best. Even we did believe them, and everyone went in to make that movie like $1 billion thing. Based on how they wrote that team in that next movie, they do not know how to write the Teen Titans anymore.
No.
So it does not matter.
Yeah, they had a very
and also to be fair, just kind of like the whole Peter and MJ thing being in a separate universe sort of situation where, hey, if you spend money on this movie, it'll make a ton of money, right? Teen Titans go to the movies, but at the same time, if it doesn't make the amount of money they were expecting, then this is going to be used as leverage for. See, this is why we can't bring the Teen Titans, the original ones, back.
Yeah, because we don't watch your shitty film.
Because people only like the original show.
People want Teen Titans Go. That's why it took over for literally years, where it was the only thing playing.
A decade for way too fucking long.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you want by the show? It was Cosworth Kids, and that's what they wanted.
Single-handedly killed Cartoon Network with this popularity.
Dude, I'm not even.
I was shocked. No, because like one time I was on Twitter, as I am. Follow me, please. And I literally, in the background of a random clip, I saw Amethyst, Princess of Gemworld, and I was like, "What the fuck is she doing here?"
Even Nickelodeon had the foresight to not let SpongeBob be their only cartoon.
Dude, they did
in 2023. They were airing Amazing World of Gumball from 7 to 8 o'clock in the morning. Then Teen Titans Go until Adult Swim that night.
Wow,
that's too many, man.
Wow. I gotta say, the deep dives sometimes Teen Titans makes in order to get their cameos, man. I mean, hey, they brought in freaking Freakazoid back. How many people know of him? I'm like, dang.
Old people.
Freakazoid, bro. He's the big animated
what I think would have been hilarious, though, in my opinion, would have been hilarious if they brought anyone from the Authority into Teen Titans Go. They honestly, if they could have, they probably would have.
Also, it would have been the same joke they always do when it comes to serious superheroes. They'll be like, "Oh, look how edgy they are, but look how cool we are because we're goofy and we're ourselves."
It's like we want to be just like them.
Yeah,
speaking of being just like them, why don't you guys think Teen Titans Go to all you Snyder fans out there? Because hey, Teen Titans Go gave you all the Snyder cut.
Damn, so I hate it more now.
The Snyder Cut was the most boring thing in the universe, man.
So you're saying I have less of a reason like Teen Titans Go?
From my understanding, the only reason they got that Snyder Cut because they wanted a thing to drive people to HBO Max. HBO Max just started.
No, guys, I literally mean they got the Snyder Cut, as in they got Zack Snyder to be in one episode, and he gave them all.
That's not the fucking Snyder Cut.
No. Here's what they did. They had Zack Snyder give them all haircuts. So there, the Snyder cuts.
You're not funny, bro.
All right, start the episode, bro. Start the episode.
Staying for too long.
These lame ass jokes. All right. So, welcome to Comic Fact Live, the news and reviews of the week, audience. You're here with me, Cryptic Seeker 415. Again, I say my intros for Tuesdays, so yeah.
My name is Jake Talanoff. Listen, the Elena love can continue, but the Natasha hate has got to stop, bro. Like, it's gonna be much, bro. It's like y'all
one movie. We're not gonna act like she was the best character ever filmed.
I thought she was the best character. It's like, bro, but they said like she did nothing. I'm like, okay, all right, bro. Okay.
She literally did it. If you take her out of
had a whole arc in Cap too. She was like the bad part of the whole
Jake, exactly. That's what I'm saying. You liked her because of one movie. I'm saying if you took her out of Avengers 1 and Avengers 2 and placed her with anybody else,
the film still intro, bro. I'm not doing this, bro. I can't stand it.
Jesus Christ, man. We're already arguing and we're barely even started the fucking.
We're not arguing. I'm just loud because I'm far away from my phone right now.
Because Austin, I'm not saying you're wrong because you're absolutely right. Okay?
No, I'm not saying I'm not trying to argue. I'm just loud because I'm not near my phone.
Still, keep in mind you're not wrong.
Jeez, what a mess.
Anyway,
but fuck Natasha, break the wall, go witch.
Anyways, I'm Richter, also known as the Witch of Jotunheim, pronouns they, he, and I don't really got much to say, but yeah, go support Sesame Street, go support PBS and NPR. I don't know. Yeah, there you go.
Cryptid disappeared, so that means that together we form the Phanatics and the Ghost of Cryptid, and we talk about the news and reviews of the week. On our special Monday nights, we will be talking about the media news, and we have Jeremy Renner here tonight to tell us to go fly a kite, as well as other media talk. Crypto, are you okay over there, bro? You keep disappearing. I keep looking at you.
Again,
if you were here, you'll know he's using a different headset and stuff.
Well,
Yeah,
okay.
I'm in a different
That's the
state
point of showing
now.
up before the show starts.
Yeah,
Well,
I'm
I
in
like
a different-
making last minute appearances, and that's not going to change.
Yeah,
But
I'm in.
so we're doing
Hey,
that.
can you guys hear me? You guys hear me?
But since we're doing that, Jeremy Renner is telling us to go fly a kite. We also have some Thunderbolts, our new Avengers, whatever you want to call the movie now. News.
Don't spoil it, man. I haven't seen it.
It's been spoiled. It's been
I
spoiled.
know.
All right?
Don't spoil it
Bro,
even
just
more.
skip this
I
and
haven't
get to the.
Make Dumbledore audience.
Just give it and get to the socials, man.
Yeah, we got
We got other stuff too. Stay tuned.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Go ahead, Wick.
socials. Because I'm here for a significant amount of time. Anyways, please subscribe to us because we're almost at 100 subscribers. And if you want to be cool, you should do that. And maybe maybe depending on how many subscribers we get, we will start a Patreon. I don't know yet. We'll see what happens. You can also follow us on Twitter at ComicFanatic69 because I said so. You have to do what I say or else you will die. That's the rules, right, Austin? That's the rules.
Yeah.
Hey,
Anyways, if you don't want to follow the whole squad, but you want to just follow me and see what I'm up to in my day-to-day life, you can follow me on Twitter at Witch of Jotun with an E instead of a U, TikTok, Insta, and Twitch at Witch_of_Jotunheim, Tumblr and Blue Sky at Northstar Aria, Red Note / Shao Hong Shu at Witch of Jotun with a U this time. And you can also, if you want to be so kind and donate to my coffee, that is Witch of Jotunheim. Just full on. Yeah, all my links should be in the bio of every video. And if they don't put it in there, I'm going to do something not cool.
Mhm.
You won't know what that is until you find out. So stay tuned for that. Please subscribe.
Well, there we go.
Gotcha. Oh, well, you guys can hear me, right?
Yes.
Okay. There we go. But all right, now that we got that out of the way, we might as well get on the news, audience. So, to do.
Jeremy Renner says, "I'm not coming back if you're only paying me half the salary."
Dude, I would have said,
Griffith.
yeah.
Go to the server. I forgot about this piece of news. We probably should have talked about this today.
Oh,
I mean, like, I'm surprised that they haven't actually put his character to rest yet. Not gonna lie, like, does he need to be here still?
Because we didn't talk about this because we did predict this when we talked about all the movies they announced last time. So we got to talk about this some other day.
Gotcha. Okay, you guys talk about this topic while I update our
my
picks.
bad. My cousin just reminded me this happened.
Jeremy Renner was saying that they invited him back for season 2 of Hawkeye, but they only paid him half the salary. And he's like, "Look, because I got an injury, I'm half of Jeremy Renner. Fuck you."
No, bro, you got to have the role. You're not gonna be here as much.
That's what I was suggesting. I was like, "Are you sure it's that? Is it sure that's that, or that you're just not gonna be here as much?" I was like, "I'm not sure."
Austin. Jeremy Renner literally said he would have to take like 8 months of dedication for this project if he agreed. You know, so it wasn't gonna be a cameo role or anything like that. You know.
If this, he's gonna have to take preparation because he got injured and he's still recovering.
Mm-hmm.
And he's still getting he's still having less than half the screen time he was having last season.
Okay.
They're paying. Marvel doesn't care about all that extra bullshit. They're paying you for what they think you're worth based on what you're doing. So they paid him half because he's doing half.
But the way he made it sound like is as if he was going to have to do the same amount of work that he normally had to do, like let's say for season 1 of Hawkeye, right? But they were only going to pay half the amount. I'm like, really?
I understand he said that, but when I looked more into it, it seemed like he was going to, like this season was going to be even more of a passing of the torch. Like he wasn't going to be there full time or over her shoulder and stuff. Mm-hmm. It's going to be like a moment she needs help and she'll call him or she'll go see him for advice type of situation.
Gotcha. Maybe if it was just for one episode, I can understand in that situation, you know. But if they were trying to they were trying to get him to do a full season.
Yeah, if it was in every episode, I agree that it's messed up. But from my understanding, he's only supposed to be in half the season.
Yeah. And he mentioned, like, you know, he wasn't asking for a pay raise or anything like that. Again, this was just a situation where they only wanted to pay him half. For how many episodes they originally planned for him to be in, it's up in the air, audience, you know. But just
to be fair, we did know that one day extend the cast to Swordmaster was supposed to have a bigger part. They feel like if you go by what happened in Daredevil.
Yeah.
And we're supposed to get 2 villains from my understanding. but I can't remember who they were.
Let me get. Oh, they want. I don't think this will be like a deep dive, but since Kate Bishop's going to be more of a headliner if in a potential season 2, bring in Brodock audience.
They're not gonna do that. I also heard a lot about Mockingbird making an appearance.
Oh wait. Oh wow, yeah. You know that's just gonna be even.
And I'm talking about the Mockingbird from Agents of Shield.
Yeah, I know. Dude, you know that would even be more kind of a low blow to Hawkeye because again, you will bring in Mockingbird, who will likely have her story resonate with Kate Bishop as opposed to Clint.
No. Apparently, that she was supposed to be a part of his story. Like, from my understanding, based on just the few leaks we did get, but we did see the Mockingbird lady on set or going to like Marvel Studios stuff.
Yeah,
she was supposed to, like, they were supposed to have her and Clint were supposed to be old partners before all the other stuff went down. Like, before she went full Agent Shield and stuff, Clint was her partner before the Natasha stuff happened.
I would have liked something like that.
Something would have happened that soured their situation, and him and the Kate Bishop had to go for her for help versus the two people they're fighting.
Dude, I think that if they ever
did Hunter, whatever the other guy's name was.
Oh yeah, Hunter. Dude, I think they will have like a lot of balls if they incorporated the fact that in the comics, what really split the two was her getting a miscarriage. Like, god dang.
Why would they do that?
No, I mean it's just something from the comics, you know.
Yeah, but you're talking about a guy who already had like 3 kids. I don't think they're like, oh, the girlfriend before his wife lost her child. she couldn't keep up the pace like Laura could.
Well, no, I mean this.
No, I know. It's funny. I would say it's funny, but it's how it seems. It's got no layers.
Yeah. But yeah. Going forward,
I think this show is gonna be their soft wave to bring back Agents of Shield, like in a loose way.
Yeah.
So, like, we're probably never getting Daisy Johnson again.
Nah.
But getting more like we probably would have got like Melissa May and all of them eventually. But I think like Clint revealing that Shield is back up and running. It's just Nick Fury doesn't have a hand in it anymore. I think would have been a big deal for the show.
Yeah, you definitely could have seen echoes of that, you know, shocking out in other projects, you know. I mean, Hawkeye season 1, at least from what I've seen from other people's reactions, it was a pleasant show overall. You know, everybody seemed to have loved Kate Bishop.
Yeah, they wrote my favorite story though.
Which one?
My favorite story, my favorite comic book in history is Matt Fraction's Hawkeye 2011, and that's what that season was based on. And they took out most of the shit I liked.
Well, what can you do? You know.
Oh, I know. For what it was fine. But it was just like most of the stuff I got excited for that they teased or brought up and just didn't do anything with. It was like, bro, this made the comic book legendary for me. They ain't bring up. Lucky they didn't get an episode, bro. Jake, there's a whole issue of Matt Fraction's Hawkeye where you follow Lucky's the dog point of view and how he solves crimes and get away with doing stuff because he's also a shield dog, bro.
Wait, you want a whole episode dedicated to a dog, man?
No, I want a moment.
Yes, we do.
Moment.
So that issue is one of the greatest issues I ever read because it just gives you a different point of view how he helps Hawkeye and solves crimes and stuff. I think that could have been something. Especially the whole thing was trying to figure out who the big man was.
Yeah.
Like, man, Lucky in the combos come in clutch. The pizza dog? Bro, come on.
Dude, and a segment like that probably could have been done back when Marvel had money to burn, you know? But
at the time, well, no. When Hawkeye was going out, they had money to burn. They say this pre-Secret Invasion. I don't want to hear that shit. This pre-Secret Invasion would ruined all that for us.
Oh yeah. There you go. So,
but at least they brought in the Trick Arrows. I'll give the Hawkeye show that they brought in the Trick Arrows, which people have been wanting since Avengers 1, and they only gave us the lame ones. We didn't get the boxing glove. We didn't get the boomerang one again. In fact, he made fun of the boomerang one. I was so sad.
Yeah.
Yeah, we want our whimsy back, Marvel.
Yeah, man. This is my guy in a giant purple outfit that y'all never put him in. At least give him the funny arrows back.
Give all the funny arrows to Kate. That's more of her style, you know.
To be fair, I hope she does keep the I'd hope she keep the trick arrows because realistically, like I said, that was the hardest thing. Like with people calling Hawkeye trash for 10 years. Because like if they gave him his actual loadout, he would be fine. Like he has a lot of tech that he can fight these people with. Y'all don't give it to him. Y'all send him to in Age of Ultron. He's fighting niggas with 13 arrows. He had like 13 in his quiver. He had like 13 on each leg. Well, that's what. No, that's more 13. But my point is, there's an army of robots, and he decided no trick arrows, no explosive arrows. I'm just gonna keep headshotting these things. And once I kill 33 of them, I'm just done.
Well, we could always wish of what could have been anyway. So
yeah, but if Marvel did just say screw you, do the whole show with half the money, that is messed up. But I would like to hear their reasoning because I do understand. Like if the casting thing is that like if the casting rumor stuff we heard was true, so big name villain number 2, then you bring it back the Agent Shield people and all these other people, and maybe including Echo, some other stuff like that. I understand why they asked the biggest star to take the pay cut to equal like what the rest of them are making.
Got it.
I don't. It is not justified, but I get why they would try to make that decision.
Gotcha. So let's see. Any other thoughts on this, guys?
I wish he said something other than go take a hike. I mean, go fly a kite.
Would you rather him say go touch some grass?
I'd rather him like, man, go eat at the park. Man, go to a roller coaster or something, bro. Go do something productive.
Hey, when you hang out with Captain America long enough, you start watching your language.
He could have said, go to the bow. Go start archery.
Gotcha. So, anyway, guys, you ready to move on?
Yeah.
Okay. You might want to take your headphones off for the next one.
No, I'm putting my headphones back on, so just yell really loudly when it's over, okay?
Okay. We'll DM you. So, okay. All right. So, next topic: John Walker and Taskmaster's original roles in Thunderbolts revealed. Okay. So, with John Walker, it's quite a thing to say when you're mentioning one of your favorite characters seems to be better handled in the MCU as opposed to the comics, because I'm definitely glad that they threw away the original plot for Thunderbolts, because it appears that John Walker was going to be the main bad guy of this film. Audience,
apparently Sentry was still going to be in the film, but because they can't fight Sentry, they still want a physical threat. So Val was going to keep manipulating John, or I guess maybe validate what he thought at the beginning of the movie, where he was like, oh, no, she's not trying to kill me. She's just trying to kill y'all. She's here to claim me here to kill y'all. And I guess you're going to try to keep validating that to convince him to fight them as the last time physical situation. Yeah. But I don't see how she thought that was going to work, though.
They probably could have ironed out the details if they did go forward in this, but it also kind of sounded like she might have been pumping John full of more serum, because she mentions to John, the serum you have right now, it's running its course through your veins, so you have to bulk up a bit.
The idea was that she was going to Red Hulk him, basically, where she give him some fake bullshit and then keep pumping him with more and more super soldier serum.
Yeah.
So, as people know, the side effects are you become more of what you are at that moment. So he's going to become more and more and more and more of an anger problem.
Austin, when I heard that approach, man, all I kept thinking about was, dude, you realize you could have used Nuke for this department, right?
Exactly. I said the same thing. Nuke would have been cool.
Yeah.
But I kind of still want to say Nuke for Deadpool.
Yeah. Audience, Nuke is basically like, if you want to think of a Hulk version of a super soldier, that's basically what Nuke is.
Yeah, he is a super soldier with an addition to super pills.
Yeah. red, white, and blue pills, by the way, audience. Each color having a different effect on him. So yeah, he's super patriotic in that department.
Until you start shoveling them all into his mouth at the same time.
Yeah, pretty much. Dude, that
If
was
I
like
remember, it was like red makes him like red is the one that angered. White helps him like
helps stabilize.
White does something else, and then blue brings him down. From my understanding,
yeah. White helps balance his aggression, you know, and blue is what calms him down. But dude, honestly, that was like one of my favorite moments from John Walker in the comics during Siege, where it was John Walker up against Nuke, and as soon as Nuke was eating those pills, John Walker was like, "What the pill popper? Okay, so now I know I'm in the right side." You know, yeah. Again,
he popped pill for his country, man.
yeah. But honestly, audience, I'm happy of the way Marvel, the MCU decided to handle John Walker in Thunderbolts. So this right here just would have been more shitting on John Walker.
Make him... Yeah, you cut out from.
Oh, okay. Yeah, this would have been more shitting on John Walker than anything, audience. You know. Austin, you there? Oh, okay. You guys hear me?
I hear you now, yeah. Go back to what you're saying.
Yeah, this kind of felt like more about shitting on John Walker by making him the main villain, you know, having everybody beat him up. Although I will at least say this, though. They did go as far as to pretty much make John Walker the best fighter, the best powerhouse of this team, you know? Aside from Sentry, of course, you know?
To be fair, it seemed like the mental health thing was still going to apply. So he was going to, John's still going to survive and join the team, but it was going to be a bit harder sell. And the funny part is, I do think a bunch of the earlier the film still leads to that like story they want to tell. Yeah. I think I don't know when they wanted to change that, but you see like John's above everybody early on in the movie.
Yeah, audience.
He outpaces everybody, basically. He overpowers everyone. Then you see like his super jump and stuff for the first time. And it's like, what the fuck?
Dude jumps like 50 feet in the air, audience. What damn.
And it's like, and he was so sure Valentino wouldn't betray him that I could have seen I could have seen like her trying to tempt him with some bullshit in like Act 2. But clearly we never got to that point. But good on them for making the right choice though. Because, like I said, we said yesterday, you do too much. You can't want people to like John and then keep doing like dumb shit. I guess the easy way to say it.
Yeah, you know. So,
but I think the vision what they left him in was great, and I do hope he takes more leadership role during Doomsday. I think that'll be his moment to step up and prove the Captain America thing to the world. But even right now, the world still doubts them. I think that's his moment to step up in front of everybody.
Gotcha. That will be something.
But Taskmaster's story is equally as funny. Bro, Jake, dude, I don't know if you're still here, but this girl was going to have amnesia from getting her ass whooped by John early in the film. And so every time, like, every now and then, the running gag would have been she tries to kill John because she doesn't remember them being friends and making peace.
Yeah, now I saw that.
Audience, again, this is where I'm happy that John Walker's being handled with care in the MCU as opposed to the comics, because seriously, dude, that running gag would have just pissed me off, man, to use that as a gag of like, you know, Taskmaster repeatedly trying to kill John. But realistically, audience, after the second attempt, she tries shit with that gag. John, you gotta kill her, man. I don't care what the whole team says.
To be fair, I still think she would have died. I just don't think she would have died as soon as she did. I do think John would have killed her.
Yes, and I don't want to see
like the Sentry threat became a series that it did. He would have offed her immediately, like no stop. He can't deal with Sentry and her.
Yeah, and I don't want like his teammates to say you can't kill Taskmaster, and it's okay if she tries killing me. Huh? Come on.
I did think it was funny though, because apparently the actress for Taskmaster admitted they did not know their storyline and stuff got cut for the movie until they saw it. So that means those scenes, so that running gag and all that stuff was filmed. And like her and the stuff with her and Ghost and stuff was filmed.
Dude,
and they cut it.
I don't believe that they didn't know about that until like the actual movie came out. Because again, we saw the trailers and we saw the cast reveal for Avengers Doomsday.
No, I'm sure they know they died. They didn't know there's like. I'm sure, like I said, I'm pretty sure she still died later in the film.
Okay.
I don't think they. I still think she died in the second act before the Sentry stuff happened.
Yeah.
If the running gag going to be her trying to kill John, I think John would have killed her the moment they realized Valentina Sentry was a real threat. She tried to kill him again.
Yeah.
But I do think she filmed more scenes, thinking she had more in the movie, on for them to cut that shit out because it didn't matter. Like it's like the thing that Jake said with Ghost. Even though I think Ghost has a lot of value still being around, there's a lot of scenes where you could have cut her stuff and killed her early, and it wouldn't change anything else about the rest of the movie.
Oh, there you go.
I think that's how Taskmaster stuff was filmed as well.
Mm-hmm. That's true. Well, audience, if you learn, take it this way, man. For anybody who was like really wanting to see more of this version of Taskmaster, keep in mind the fact that they filmed all those scenes to show that the actress who played Taskmaster got paid the same amount. So yeah. So let's see. Was there anything else about this Taskmaster topic?
Not really. Mm-hmm. I wish they talked about like if she had a fight scene with Sentry. I kind of want to see what she would have done. But getting beat up by John, I don't think anything. So I guess it doesn't matter.
I mean, dude, she would have handled that fight the same way the whole team was handling that fight. Nothing she did, nothing she could do would ever phase him. You know.
I wanted to see her try to copy something she couldn't copy and just be funny.
I guess. Oh yeah, that's another thing I wanted to bring up. The whole amnesia thing, right? Well, I thought that was them trying to play on the situation with Taskmaster in the comics audience because it was revealed that yes, Taskmaster does get a lot of, he does copy a lot of moves, but after a while he kind of has to replace non-copied moves in his head with new copied moves, basically. So he does have a memory crisis, So yeah, I'm pretty sure they kind of want to save that little tidbit for a future adaptation of Taskmaster this time.
Well, no, remember, this Taskmaster doesn't copy, though. No, it copies with tech.
Yeah, copies with tech, but you could still say, yeah, that tech was forcing itself into her mind or whatever, So
I think they're going to play all the brainwashing and mess with her memories and stuff.
Yeah.
And that's why even though she got free, she was still killing. She default to still being an assassin or something. But I don't know. It don't matter.
Is her character's done, audience. Again, as we mentioned yesterday, her body, her corpse literally got incinerated after she died. So yeah. All right. Jake, do you have any final thoughts on this before we move on? I mean, this is supposed to be your boy John Walker here. Come on.
Actually, I wouldn't mind if John was the villain in this. I mean, because they didn't say that he was gonna be like an evil bad guy. They said that basically at the end, because what they do say is that he would have the sun gets real low. The sun's getting real low moment. Basically, that implies to me that he was gonna just come back at some point. They were gonna convince him to not be evil. I think it would have fit into this whole thing. You were Captain America. Moment you were they were talking about the fact that that John, this is basically John's redemption moment. John has been betrayed by basically the country that he loves. Well, this is the way you really capitalize on that. Yeah, I have been betrayed by the country I love, and this person's the only one giving me a chance. Fuck you guys. This is my only chance to really be the thing I really want to be. And then they have to help him realize no, your choices are the reason you got here, and you have to choose to do better. I think that would have been a cool arc. Now, I like what we got. I'm not going to say that this would have been bad, but
I don't think it would, because we just got the same thing with Red Hulk, the last movie.
Well, that's fine. I'm just,
or you could have done something like have all the people that John has saved during his years of service pop up. Hey, dude, you've done so much good for the world. They'll let this one.
Bro, this movie ain't about them.
Yeah, they're gonna.
It takes away from Elaine and them. It takes outside so to bring them down.
Yeah, it could have been a way for him to reconcile with what he had, but like I said, the movie came out. It's fine the way it is. I don't really.
You like it when he do the Superman one, just bring out his wife. John, no. Hello, no.
Yep. All right.
Your baby needs you.
True. So, all right then, audience. You guys have any final thoughts before we move on?
No.
Okay. Well, let's move on, guys. So,
Okay, I'm back.
all right. Next topic. Ryan Reynolds wants a Deadpool X-Men crossover with at least 4 members.
No.
Oh,
No.
I'm pretty sure that if they go with this route, that Disney executives are going to be really analyzing any character depictions Ryan makes. They don't want another situation with his wife after all. So, yeah.
Regardless, no. We all know what happened the last time.
Yeah, it made $1 billion.
No,
Yeah.
I'm not talking about that one.
Hmm?
Talk about another time.
Yeah, so that wasn't the last time then.
The other time.
Fuck the other time. We got it done better.
Yeah.
The other time.
No one gives a fuck about X-Men Origins.
Oh, that.
The other time.
What the heck is before Origins?
It doesn't matter.
Okay.
You're a Deadpool
anyway.
fan, Cryptid, and you don't know about that movie? I'm disappointed in you.
What, Origins? X-Men Origins? What? Now go ahead, say it, Witch. Come on, say it.
Disappointed. That's all I gotta say. And also
I
that
don't
Minesweeper. I don't know what to fucking tell you, man.
Oh, X-Men Origins was like the bottom of the barrel for Deadpool. That's why they always go back to shit on it repeatedly. But all right.
I'm sure he wanted like an official true X-Force team,
Mhm.
but with Marvel already, kind of get him to throw away the other X-Force team, I wouldn't want to see him do another movie. He just makes another one.
Yeah.
I would have liked to see. I would have liked to see, like, say if they do a movie on Secret Wars, I would like Deadpool to be like the person that guides X-Men from that universe to our universe.
Ooh, okay.
Cause like that was my biggest problem. Like even with Infinity War and Endgame, where in between both is 5 years, and you didn't say like any movies actually during that 5 years.
Yeah.
The 5 years after during the biggest impact in the universe, and nothing happened.
Well, to be fair, Austin, they did set up a lot of things, but those setups had to be redone. Like I'm talking about the end credits of a lot of movies that we still haven't got resolutions to.
What are you talking about?
Let's see. I'm talking about Starfrux from the Eternals, Hercules from Love and Thunder.
Yeah, that's not before Infinity War Endgame.
That's after.
Oh, I thought you said after.
So what I mean is like my original idea. Well, I won't say original idea. The thing I wanted most when we got Infinity War and Endgame was to have movies set in between those two movies. Because remember, they do a 5-year time skip. You could have did so much in the time. The Nova Corps being rebuilt. You could have did a Richard Rider movie. Yeah. You could have like set up the Shi'ar. Like you could have set up so much stuff during that time, where these people could rise up while everyone else in the universe is down bad, and they didn't. And the idea that we're going to do Secret Wars, where you teleport all these different universes and stuff into one planet, and you're just like the comic books, where the comic books give you books on each part. We're not going to get that in movies form.
Yeah.
So I would like to see like the Deadpool movie with the X-Men take place on there and ends with them coming to our universe, if that's the case. If we do have to get one. I feel like that's the only one we'll get.
Ah, okay. Gotcha.
Otherwise, they're going to be like, oh, Secret Wars happening, it's over. All those unique worlds and stuff you saw, you'll never explore them again.
We need to see Deadpool live up to that one scene in Deadpool Wolverine, audience. He's gonna play a part.
Bro, stop talking about this Thor team, bro.
I am sick and tired of seeing Deadpool everywhere. I need to see someone else for once.
Gotcha.
What did you see him in?
Yeah, which?
What? I didn't hear what Austin said.
Other than his movie, what else has he been in?
Like everywhere else? What the fuck you mean? Anyways.
Okay, so
I'm just like especially when like keep in mind he's already like gonna be in like a lot of stuff already. Yeah. So it's like, what about other characters? Let them have their spotlight.
But the thing with
like Deadpool, I know I talk about Alpha Flight a lot. It's because they aren't in anything.
Yeah. But the thing with Deadpool is
he's allowed to be in things.
So let me ask you this, Witch. And the only way you can get Alpha Flight if Deadpool does a movie, then would you take that movie?
No, because he's not involved with Alpha Flight at all.
Yeah, but he's
He's
also
not involved
Canadian.
with Alpha Flight at all, so they're
Yeah.
never going to do it.
Yeah.
And
Deadpool
plus, fuck you for even insinuating that's going to happen.
Deadpool.
My point is, the whole reason he wants to do another Deadpool movie is so Gambit can get a movie.
Yay.
So we know Gambit was going to be a big part of this next, whatever movie this would have been.
Yeah.
So it probably would have been Gambit, Rogue, and like other Gambit-related X-Men people.
Yeah, I was about to mention
Anyway.
Rogue because based on the history between Rogue and Deadpool, it would have been a cinch for Ryan Reynolds to want to include Rogue in this project, you know?
At least she's not going to be with Magneto.
Yep.
I'm still mad they pulled that bullshit. I don't care if it's from the comics. Even you have to recognize some shit from the comics isn't good. And when you keep talking about having Magneto is over 100 years old, you can't have him dating a fresh 20-year-old lady. I mean, acting like it's not a problem.
Oh, yeah.
They're like, oh, she was an adult. They're like, in the version you showed, her mom brought her here. She was not a fucking adult. Her mom brought her Magneto? What kind of 20-year-old had their mom bring her to Magneto?
To quote some people on the internet, but it happened in the comics.
They didn't like the situation with Bucky and where they were frozen and stuff like that, and they didn't really age. Magneto aged. He lived those years.
Yeah, a lot of things happened in the comics audience that we agree should never be adapted into media format.
Like basically everything in the original Ultimate Universe.
No, not everything, but all right. Let's
I
see.
meant it. I'm sticking by that.
Who do you guys
I would still love to see Hawkeye rip off his own fingernails and kill people with it. I think that'd be funny.
That was cool. Let's see. Which other two mutants do you guys think they would have put in?
I personally, they're doing Gambit. Like, I won't say I'm a huge Gambit fan, but I am a big Gambit fan. So I would like for them to do something with the title, The King of Thieves, and those two mutants that worked under him. Because, like, that's a big part of like Gambit's history that they don't talk about anymore.
Yeah, the Thieves Guild.
The
Thieves Guild.
Yeah, and now the Thieves Guild is ran by Black Cat's ex-girlfriend. They don't even talk about Gambit anymore.
Oh damn!
To be honest, I think if anyone from the Deadpool movies needs their own parody movie, maybe like someone from the actual supporting cast that's been here for a while.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
I don't really care who. I think like a Negasonic and Yukio movie would be kind of cute. I think you could do something really cool with that.
Yeah.
Like, I would watch that shit. Fuck.
I would see them having a 1-hour special, you know? Not a movie per se.
You want to give Gambit a movie? Fuck you.
He never got one.
It's more because how Negasonic carries herself.
Hey,
you have to do a lot.
Movie? He's been here a while.
I can see a Colossus one, but Negasonic, because of the way she, I don't say the way she acts, I think it'll be hard to make a movie around her. Yeah, because you have to do a lot to get the plot going to get her to do something.
Yeah.
I think if you have Colossus, I think you could be okay.
Yeah, if you want to have Colossus manage them, then sure, I feel like that could work. Because he'll be the driving force. Like, yeah, we have to go do this with the X-Men and all that stuff. Then you have Yukio backing her up. I feel like that could work.
With all these rascals in this team, you need to have one grown-up in the room, and that grown-up will be Colossus. You know? So,
I would argue you put Jubilee in the movie as well. Jubilee has 5 movie appearances and not in less than 3 minutes screen time. Every one of them.
Dude, that's freaking criminal, dude. I'm just gonna be honest with you there.
Yeah, Austin, I would love for them to just keep the ongoing trend with Jubilee and just hire different Asian actors for every single one.
No, okay. So the funny thing about that, can I go on this real quick about Jubilee?
Go ahead.
So in the 90s, there was this like TV special that was kind of like a pilot for a show that never actually happened called Generation X, right?
We watched it.
I know.
Yeah.
No, I'm telling the audience because not everyone knows this. And so they had Jubilee in the cast, and you were like, "Oh, which actress did they have for her?" They casted a white chick for it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I did not know that Jubilee until we saw the credits.
Yeah, I was like, we were like, "Who the fuck is this?"
And now they're triple making it up because like literally every one of her appearances had there's been 5 Jubilee actresses in the past 10 years or something like that. Mm-hmm. All of them Asians, you know. So
at least they're Asian this time.
They're all the different Asian actresses. Sorry, you know.
I think my Gambit Deadpool movie will be them and the Thieves Guild versus the Hellfire Club trying to rob Sebastian Shaw. And then
That
you
would
can do
be
like
funny.
an actual Sebastian Shaw where his power is not somebody else's and not Bishop's. And it just I absorb energy and turn it to physical power, which is what his ability is.
Yeah.
The return of a brand new Emma Frost with Emma Frost's popularity, being boosted because of more Ross and other stuff.
Maybe they'll actually do her justice and give her some nice outfits for once in their goddamn
To
lives.
be fair, they tried in First Class. They tried their best.
Did they
You can see they
though?
tried.
Did they though? No, they didn't. They did not do that woman justice. They had one
I
job
think
and they
tried.
failed.
They tried, yeah.
Tried my ass.
But now you can really kind of count on Deadpool's depiction of X-Men characters to kind of be a lot more faithful, if anything. Hey, look.
Funny enough,
what
not
happened to Colossus.
Yukio, because Yukio wasn't accurate to her comic
Yeah.
part, but like kind of was at the same time. It's complicated with Yukio.
Yeah.
It's funny.
they
We had
never-
two different Yu-Gi-Ohs. They retconned her in their own universe.
Yep.
For real, because she
We had
only
the
has
Yu-
like a few appearances, which is
We had
like
the Yu-Gi-Oh that was in the Wolverine, who was a redhead, and they brought her back in Deadpool as a blue chair chick.
no, she had pink
Well,
hair.
maybe
No, the
Yu-Gi-Oh's
one of them she had blue hair.
okay.
She
Well,
did?
maybe Yu-Gi-Oh.
Yeah.
Maybe Yu-Gi-Oh is just a common name, guys. You ever thought of that? You know?
No, they're comparing the same person. That's the funny part.
Oh, damn.
Me
Well,
fucking.
Or at least
I'm
they're both on the same comic book version.
Gotcha. Well, yeah.
I don't. I'm just gonna say this. Now I don't trust Crypt to talk about X-Men stuff because he doesn't know much about X-Men.
Yeah, because I do more Deadpool, that stuff. I do more Captain America, So,
But
all right.
other than that, like we already got Deadpool and Wolverine, so you do Deadpool and Gambit. I just say make it a more Gambit focus, and Deadpool be his side person.
Here's another character I think would work well into the Deadpool team. That
Shatterstar.
no,
He's already
his
dead.
best scene was getting killed, but no, a character that kind of would put a lot of people back on Deadpool's side, if they weren't already on. Give us the actual Taskmaster. Yeah,
I would hate. No, I would hate it for. I won't say I would hate it. I wouldn't like it because I know they're gonna do that dumb joke where from like 10 years ago when Taskmaster said he couldn't copy Deadpool, but since then has copied Deadpool multiple times and been fine.
I think he's more scared of Moon Knight.
People keep bro. When Taskmaster was first for Black Widow, all TikTok kept sharing. Do you know there's only 2 people that Taskmaster can't copy? And like he even copied this nigga 3 times since that happened. Y'all are showing the panel where he's copying Deadpool.
Well, look at it this way, Austin. Deadpool has got tamed a little bit ever since becoming a parent. You're not as rebellious as you once were. So
You could still be rebellious as a parent. The fuck you mean? Just know how to raise your kid.
He's trying to be a good role model for his daughter, which
that he
Parents
wasn't even
love to be
really
rebellious,
fully
their kids
truly
are
a part of his
rebellious.
life for a while. Like I don't know what the fuck to tell you.
what was that, Austin?
I said parents love to be rebellious until their kids are rebellious.
There you go. But I do want to kind of see that dynamic between Deadpool and Taskmaster at least adapted into movies because hey, that's one of the few recurring villains in Taskmaster's life. I'm sorry, Deadpool's life.
To be honest, I'm gonna be 100% real as someone who can sometimes like these movies. I think I need a break from everything getting a movie at the moment.
Mm-hmm.
So just give us a break before you decide to give us more fucking sequels.
Gotcha.
Or if you want to be if you want to be so kind, you could give us something original again.
To be fair, but if this does ever happen, it's probably gonna be like 5-6 years because we know like the schedule planned out. We're gonna have a whole different X-Men film and like 4 other things before we can get back to this. So it don't matter that much. I get what you mean though.
Yeah, I want something original.
I do want more solo films. All the films we're getting in the future are going to be team ups.
Mm-hmm.
I miss solo
films.
Think about it. Not gonna lie.
Other than Spider-Man, Fantastic Four, Avengers 2, X-Men, Fantastic Four 2, and then whatever they tried, the X-Men Academy where they keep talking about potentially doing, and something else. It's all going to be team up stuff.
Give us more solo stuff. Also, I heard that Ironheart's coming out soon. Just letting y'all know. They have not
Yeah, apparently it's
advertised
supposed to come out
Ironheart at
next
all.
month, but they have not. Yeah, that's what I'm telling Jake. Because we saw a leaked trailer. And so I didn't want to talk about it. But apparently it comes out next month, and I'm like, they didn't do any advertising. So they believe the show's going to fail.
They're going to make it fail for no fucking reason.
Well, no, I think they just are aware
No,
that the viewerships aren't going to be there. Yeah.
If they don't advertise it for no good reason, it's going to fail on their behalf. And then and then people like you are going to be like, oh, I wonder why it failed. Maybe because they didn't fucking advertise it.
We're saying that we think they are doing it on purpose because they don't have faith in the show.
Exactly, you know.
Kevin, all the stuff about Kevin Feige coming out recently.
I don't trust Kevin Feige. I don't trust that motherfucker.
I mean,
I don't trust him. I don't like him. He gives me weird fucking vibes.
I mean, just never had.
It doesn't change. He's the head of the people. He's
been the head for way too fucking long. We need some change in the future.
If you let me finish, the whole thing with him was that apparently for the last 2 phases, he'd been stretched too thin. So by the time he had time to do actual input on movies, it was already too late to change certain stuff. Or he had to let certain stuff slide, which is why some of this stuff has been in poor quality.
You could have had to put one fucking trailer for Ironheart out there. That's all I'm asking. One fucking trailer.
Like I said, the trailer they showed the trailer recently at some place. They just got to put it online.
Yeah,
it's not that hard. Just press the fucking button.
But
type in a couple words.
I think the problem with Kevin Feige is that he started losing control when they put him as head of the comic book stuff too, because he also had a comic book role, and that's taking away more of his time.
Yep.
Which it's they did not need to do that. They did not need to fucking do that.
Because apparently he never really at Marvel Studios because he's at the actual Marvel headquarters most of the time doing stuff for comic book stuff.
He should have just stayed for the MCU.
Too stretched out.
I think that's also why the MCU synergy happens so often as well.
Gotcha. So
it's the bane of our existence.
Any final thoughts on this before we move on, guys?
I don't want this. This seems like a very bad idea.
If it makes money, go ahead. No, that's what I say. So, all right then.
Capitalism is a disease.
Capitalism is always you can watch the stuff you like to watch, though.
Yeah,
regardless, it's still a fucking disease, regardless on if I like it or not.
All right. Well, let's go on to the next topic and see if we like this topic at all. So, all right, let's move on to the next one. So,
if it's Thunderbolts related, oh, okay, Avatar. Never mind.
AANG, the Last Airbender project to replace the original voice actors.
Can I say something first?
Go ahead.
So the debate for this is more like, so people don't know this cast was already replaced for AANG and them when they was in core. Yeah. Because AANG and them was 40, 50 years old, and those voice actors couldn't do that. So people are like, why are people mad now that they're being replaced? It's because those same voice actors who voiced them as kids are the same ages for them now. And they can do the voice for this age. Wow. But they're being replaced, so people who share the same background and ethnic groups of these characters can voice these characters instead. Even if they don't sound anything like those characters.
Oh, man.
I think, in my opinion, they're going to try to find VAs that sound as similar as possible as the originals. I don't think they're just going to fully change the actors and their voices. I mean, since they're older, I mean, you can maybe get away with it like a little bit depending on the character, but still, as long as Dante Bosco comes back as Zuko, I think I'll be okay.
I mean, Dante is a swing in for that. Like, I'm not going. Well, I mean, Zuko, yeah, of course. You know,
he's not.
That's what I said.
I thought it said not all the voice actors are going to be replaced. I thought Dante would have been one of them.
If you don't have the ethnic background of your character, you are replaced.
But he is Asian, though.
Yes, but apparently
he's like the only Asian person here in the cast.
I know that's kind of weird. Why would they replace Dante at that point then? Huh?
Is it because he's not Japanese?
Based on
he's Filipino?
I don't know. It was stupid. I just saw people arguing about it in the comments. But we know Uncle Iroh's getting replaced, apparently. It's like, why?
Well, I mean, I mean, the voice actor they had halfway into Avatar was already a replacement since the original passed away. You know, so
May he rest in
Yeah,
peace.
but that would mean they got to lose the job again too.
oh man,
Hey, it's one of those situations where it's like, sure, I'm happy. Like people who, I'm happy that other people are getting like job opportunities, but I don't think someone should lose a job opportunity just so you can have one. I don't think that's fair.
yeah, exactly. You know, I don't know.
It
I don't know
reminds me
if
like the Cleveland Browns situation like with Family Guy, where it's like
Oh,
for 20 years, a white guy did this black man's voice and no one had a problem with it, and then suddenly it's like, oh no, you got to be removed,
hmm
and the person they got replaced with is not as good.
Same thing that happened with Simpsons, man. Like I swear, Dr. Hibbert just hasn't been the same ever since he got his voice actor got replaced. So,
Fun fact, completely random fun fact. Did you know that the VA for this is for the audience as well? Did you know the VA for Samurai Jack is actually a black man and not a Japanese man or an Asian man?
Yeah.
yep, exactly. You know, see,
So like I get it when it comes to real acting, but when it comes to voice acting, a character can look a certain way, it sounds like a whole different thing.
yeah,
That never
I
really helps.
recently learned that a character from an anime I liked was voiced by a white woman, and I don't know how I feel
Yeah.
about that. No, I don't
If-
know how I personally feel about that.
Most
Just does not feel
anime
right.
male protagonists, if they are kids, are voiced by Japanese women or young white women.
exactly.
Tara
Like,
Strong is a
I
big
agree
example
with
of playing
my
more
friend.
men than women.
I don't need Vegeta and Piccolo to look like their voice actor after all. You know.
Yeah.
Well, one of them
Them
is green.
fans are a minority.
Scripted,
I
one
don't
of
need
them
a
is
black
fucking green.
Vegeta.
Did
Okay?
you know that?
Mm-hmm.
Huh?
One of them's fucking green.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah,
it's like I said, it's one of the slippery slope situation.
Yeah.
I would
We're
say
just-
give the person who at least had the role a chance to redo for their job. And you just choose who you want to just choose who you think sounds better. I don't think you just do it to be like, oh well, we want someone who's closer to the character. Who's closer to the character than the person who's been voicing them since they were children?
Exactly. I mean, this
Wait, I
kind
have
of like
a question. I have a random question. I don't remember. But when we first heard Adult Aang in Korra, did he get a new voice actor or was it the same person?
Yeah.
oh, that was
They got an
Oh,
older
yeah.
voice actor because the kid voice actor wasn't old enough to voice the 40-year-old version.
Yeah.
Wasn't old
Yeah.
enough to voice the 4-year-old version?
Yeah.
They
wasn't.
weren't good enough to voice the 40-year-old version. They couldn't do that situation.
Okay.
That's
Just
why people are like,
wondering.
why are you replacing them from voicing the 20-year-old version when they are also 20 years old? This is how their character would sound at that point.
Exactly. You know.
Fair.
So
That's that one question.
yeah.
Like I said,
Again,
you can potentially get away with some of them. Probably not all of them, but I'm hoping they
Yeah.
at least keep Zuko the same. But whatever.
Yeah.
I'm not.
I thought-
I'm not saying.
I think you have to at least keep Zuko and Aang at the very least. Like Aang's
Again,
youthful Aang's youthful voice naturally aged. I think it'd be better than trying to get someone to sound what you think that character would sound like at this point.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's also the problem. You have to find a voice actor who sounds between the young Aang's voice and the adult, like 4-year-old Aang's voice.
Exactly. You know. Yeah. Again, the voice acting thing about like having the voice actors look like the actual characters are playing, slippery soap audience. So, yeah. Well, you guys have any final thoughts on this? Jake, you've been
No.
surprisingly silent most
No,
of the
I was
time.
thinking about. I was thinking about it. I don't really. I just don't agree that with voice acting, it should matter. It really shouldn't.
Yeah.
Sometimes it does.
Yeah.
Not
Sometimes
not
you can get
necessarily.
away with
I mean,
it.
Austin even brought it up, and they don't even adhere to that in Japan. Like, you're
Well,
talking
that's
about, like,
a little bit different because
no. When
they're
you're
like
like,
95%
when we need a
Latino.
little boy to be casted, it's a woman. All right, they could go out of their way to just get like someone younger to play.
Okay,
it.
then I have a question for you then.
What's up?
So, are you guys okay when an adult woman voices a young boy in an
Yeah,
anime?
it was called Goku.
It's
Son
Goku
Goku.
as
The most prolific Japanese, the most popular
Ezra
anime character
from,
in the world is
Dragon
voiced by a
Prince is
woman, an
voiced by a
old
woman.
woman now. So yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, Prince Ezra from Dragon Prince is voiced by a woman, which
Yeah, CL Phantomheim is also voiced by a fucking woman. I know this. I'm not stupid. I know how
Yeah,
voice acting works.
The way I look at it is hire the person for the job. I just wish we had like hire the best person for the job. But someone already got the job. I don't think you just replace them because outside politics. Especially if they're doing a good job.
Exactly. So,
As
Like
long as we're
Japan,
not-
if you get hired for a character, you will be with that character until that character dies.
yep.
Or
If that
unless
show
you
comes
actually
back,
do get
you will come back
recasted,
to
which
that next
happens.
show,
Mhm.
unless you like go to jail.
As long as I'm not looking at your studio and it's like, as long as I'm looking at your studio and it's on some racist shit, like, man, you are seemingly targeting white people. You know what I mean? Like, as long as it's not that, like,
No.
okay, I don't really care.
Yeah.
That's voice acting. Who cares?
All right. So
I think it's gonna be funny because it's like, oh, okay, so now I need what was Toph's thing?
a blind, pale skinned girl, at least what was depicted in the show. But
What do you say her ethnic city is?
Okay, so I actually have a theory about this, and can you let me do this real quick?
Go
I have a
ahead.
theory. So obviously Asian cultures, because yeah. So I think probably maybe Chinese, because of her dress that she wore when she's not in her like normal green outfit, the normal green outfit, but like when she's at her family's palace.
Oh yeah, the tea dress. I remember.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that fit. I think might be Chinese, but since the Earth Kingdom is so diverse, I think you could potentially get away with Korean because there were some references to that, but at this very moment, Chinese. I would like to say Korean because of personal biases.
I think if you make Zuko, if Zuko's Chinese, and
No,
they're
Zuko
going
would
with
be
that,
Japanese.
I
Zuko
think
would be Japanese because the Fire Kingdom was based off Japan.
no, actually they lied. They said the Fire Kingdom was based off U.S.
Boo.
Well, their aesthetics were based off of Japan.
I want a blonde hair, blue eyed white man to play Zuko.
Nah.
All right,
Oh,
because
hell
they're
nah.
American.
Get the fuck out of here
It's
with that. Like,
American.
But
Practice what you preach.
so we have to go out our way now to find someone who sounds Chinese. Oh, who's Chinese? Who sounds a little bit Chinese, but also sounds like Toph.
So I found it.
Okay.
So the Fire Nation was inspired by Imperial Japan.
That's what we know. But then the director said, then the writers were like, no,
yeah, he'll like, I can't believe Americans don't understand. The Fire Nation is you.
Yes.
I mean, keep in mind, if you have a freaking fictional imperialist colonialist society, there are many ways that you can connect it to. All right, there's a lot of places that you can connect it to. That's all I'm gonna say on that. We do not have time.
Yeah,
we're already an hour into this live.
All I'm saying is John Walker needs to be casted as Prince Zuko.
About John Walker.
As Prince Zuko,
right now. You missed that like 3 topics ago.
I just give the other actors a chance to re-get their job. Hire the best person for the job, regardless. Yeah, exactly. But I do wish we took on Japan's thing, where if you got casted for a character, you're that character until that person dies, until that you die or that character dies.
Gotcha. So yeah. All right.
Anyways, let's try to find fan fiction of my ship.
Let's move on to the next topic, Ossian.
What the hell is this?
Yeah.
No, I'm trying to find Richter ship.
Anybody who wants to do announcing?
Something about Godzilla. I don't know.
I'll say it.
Why you just wrong?
The mutant from Jurassic World. Okay, the mutant from Jurassic World Rebirth will be called Distortus Rex / D-Rex.
In my defense,
yeah, this is a.
I didn't see the picture well.
Oh, okay. Yeah, if this is supposed to look like a mistake of nature, which that's kind of the point, So
it's been a while since I've seen any of these freaking Jurassic Park / Jurassic World movies.
Okay, I don't really
fuck with dinosaurs that way.
To be fair, this isn't a real dinosaur. This is a man. In their attempt to do a T-Rex, they fucked up and made where the fuck this is.
Yeah.
Okay.
This whole island that they're going to be going to in the next Jurassic Park film audience, it's all going to be the failed cloning projects. So you're going to be seeing a lot of different takes on dinosaurs in this. Which, I don't know where else you could really go with Jurassic Park. Like, there's only so many times you can see the same Velociraptor or T-Rex coming at you and coming at people and killing them, but.
I wish they would just adapt the actual book correctly. You know, the horror book, where people get horribly messed up.
Yeah.
Well, I want where's my rated R Jurassic Park, bro?
You want Jurassic Park with more blood, don't you?
Yeah.
Well,
That was the book.
Okay.
Every death in the books is horrifying to read.
Gotcha. Well, look at it this way, Austin. You'll get that if they also have to make all those dinosaurs look accurate to what they really look like in real life.
In their defense,
to be
back in
fair,
the
they
day,
are
they
doing
didn't
that
have
now.
much going for them, but yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, to be fair, they are
from-
doing that now. They
Well, I mean, they
they
don't
went
look
out
as
their way to
menacing.
make the Spinosaurus look like how we think it looks like now, compared to how it used to look.
Yeah, audience, the Velociraptor, let me use that as an example, right? It does not look anywhere near as vicious as what the original Jurassic Park made them look at. Like, as a matter of fact, they're kind of
does. He just got feathers, bro.
No, I saw someone make a video showing the actual accurate depiction of a Velociraptor, and they look really small. I mean, I think they're actually even 3 foot.
Oh yeah, well,
tall,
no. To be fair, that is right. Because
Yeah,
what we were talking, the dinosaur we're talking about is Utah Raptor.
Yeah,
Our Utah Raptor looks like it's the one with the movie design is based off of. But if you just give it feathers, that's what Utah Raptor looks like.
oh, okay, gotcha.
A Utah Raptor is big, as big as a person. It just has feathers like a regular bird, but it looks like that raptor.
Gotcha. So yeah, you get your dinosaur biology facts here, audience.
I only found that out because I was researching for another movie I'm excited for with dinosaurs called
Gotcha.
I think I told you about it. Primitive War. Dinosaurs Vietnam.
Okay, cool. But yeah, audience, with this concept of like seeing like a mistake of nature of a dinosaur, I find that much more relieving than the other potential Jurassic Park movie I was hearing about, where it kind of sounded like that they were going to splice dinosaur DNA with human DNA. Like,
they were going to do that. Yeah. That was in the last movie. Funny enough.
Oh wow.
That's why
at
in
that
Fallen
point,
Kingdom, the whole reason they were introducing the clone girl, because originally they were going to in the next movie supposed to be have clone people, have clone dinosaur people.
Yeah, at that point, like, what are you even making at this point? Like, this is just so far off from what the original Jurassic Park movie was. You know, like now you have a whole community of people that are half humans, half reptilian now. Like, what? What? Again. Also, this is a more closer view of what the new dinosaur.
I hate how it looks, bro. I don't know what it did.
That looks so wrong on so many different fucking levels.
That's the point.
Well, I have like what kind of whale is that? Beluga whale head?
Mm-hmm. No,
that looks like something that a kid would draw or something that Elon Musk would make.
Which this looks like a bastardized version of Bait from Dragon Prince, doesn't it?
Don't bring Bait into this. How fucking dare you? You take that back. You swallow your pride and apologize to Bait. Go apologize to Bait and then come back. Go.
Okay. Sorry, Bait, if you're listening. So please subscribe, by the way, Bait. So yeah. All right. But yeah, that's just what I thought when I looked at it. But I'm appreciating the deformation of this dinosaur because look at the amount of limbs this guy got. You know, like damn.
Yeah. He has T-Rex legs, like back legs, T-Rex arms, but he has another dinosaur with like front legs for some reason.
Yeah. This is a mistake of nature, audience. I kind of do now want to see it in action and judge whether or not that this dinosaur should be on the same level as whatever that mistake of nature from that last Alien movie was. I forgot the name of it.
This is not going to stand anywhere next to the Offspring.
Offspring, yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Well, the toy may not look like it, but look, let's get the actual image. Like maybe Jay, Austin, you know. Like,
I think they just cut the red light. And I think once it I guess it depends on how it's filmed.
Yeah,
but I don't think you can have a creepier scene than the humanoid monster man that was an alien.
Here's how you do a creepier scene.
From where I'm sitting, it looks like Godzilla.
Yeah.
It looks kind of like Godzilla.
I got breaking news real quick. Disney came out and said that the movie is called Thunderbolts. If you're calling it the New Avengers, that is not the real title. That is just what the asterisk means.
Then what the fuck was all that nonsense that they were doing earlier?
Well, I mean, when
you
Disney
watch the
says
movie, it'll make sense.
Yeah, the New Avengers title is just the asterisk spelled out. So when you see the asterisk, that's what the asterisk means, but that is not the name of the movie. So
Okay.
They should have
My
maybe
ass.
not have replaced the movie title then in the poster.
Listen, I'm the messenger, bro. I don't know.
Gotcha.
I'm shooting the messenger.
Don't forget, Jake, the last time that happened with the Harley Quinn situation, and that name became real, where it was like Birds of Prey and the emancipation of Harley Quinn or some shit, and they had to go back and change that shit and put it on every poster.
Sure.
Yeah, they called Harley Quinn and the Birds of Prey because they put way too much stock on that on thinking that whole ridiculously long name was going to be funny. So, but going back to the topic of this, right? You know how you can put this dinosaur on the level of Offspring? By the end, have this dinosaur lay an egg, and out comes a humanoid dinosaur.
You know, can
I doubt they're going to do that though. You can't say you don't want them to do a human dinosaur hybrid. They didn't talk about how they should do it.
No, in my opinion, this thing needed to be aborted quickly.
Yes.
Well, it was supposed to. That's why this whole place was abandoned.
Needed to be aborted.
That was the point, and that's why this whole place was abandoned. But the dinosaurs started bringing out
according to certain people, they wanted this thing alive, and now look at what happened to us.
Which I blame the last Jurassic Park movie because they went out there. You had a whole group of people who went out of their way to try saying dinosaurs should be part of our ecosystem. We shouldn't kill dinosaurs. Like, what the hell?
Sometimes things don't need to come back from the dead. Did you guys see the thing about the dire wolves?
I know, right?
When they did the dire wolf thing, they found an actual dinosaur embryo that was still intact, right?
Oh, hell no. I'm going to
go look it up. That's a real thing. They actually found a dinosaur embryo.
Science is getting crazy, audience, is what we're trying to say, But no, I'm serious when, you have to stop and think for 5 minutes about what the idea of dinosaurs being part of the ecosystem are going to be. Because you're going to have a pterodactyl about the size of a plane flying literally right next to a plane. Instead of worrying about wolves in your backyard, you have to worry about velociraptors coming in your backyard.
You have to worry about a T-Rex. That's literally in the movie. A T-Rex was drinking a nigga's swimming pool.
There you go. Even more. Oh, and don't even get me started on all the aquatic dinosaurs that are now going to be part of the ocean.
Mosasaurus is literally about to ruin every ecosystem it flies in. And then it's going to die.
Yeah, isn't there a megalodon that they brought back?
No, it's the Mosasaurus. That one I'm talking about.
Mosasaurus. Oh, okay,
that thing's going to eat every big whale we have, and then it's going to starve because it can't get sustenance for all the other fish. It's going to ruin the ecosystem.
And Jurassic World thought it was a good idea to bring these animals to not kill all these animals.
And don't forget, the movie also showed you that these dinosaurs do not need a mate to have a baby.
Oh, jeez.
Blue, all their siblings are dead, but they still had a kid.
Audience, wiping away an entire species isn't always the worst thing to do. Let's just put it that way, So, all right. You guys have any final thoughts on this before we move on?
No.
I just wish they didn't give it the beluga whale head, bro. Go back to the toy. This looked like a mistake, but the head thing, it looked like they want to give it an easy target to kill it.
Yeah.
Like a soft head. But I feel like you could have achieved this with a better design.
Yeah, they just needed a way to make it look freakish. I mean, as much as I liked the Indominus,
I would have gave it a Triceratops thing.
Okay, I mean, I guess at that point it would look more dinosaur-like instead of a freaking nature, because as much as I like the Indominus Rex, it does look design-wise as a dinosaur I could see in real life. This right here, there's no way you could convince me that this was a real-life dinosaur back in the day.
They tried to make a chimera. Fucked up.
Oh, there you go, chimera. That would be neat. So, all right.
I just wish people would watch Camp Cretaceous on Netflix.
No, to be fair, no. That show was good, and then they fucked it up with a choice, and it made us realize that no matter what they do in that show, the stakes were not going to stick. But until that point, that show was pretty good. I will give them that. And apparently the sequel series or where it goes to during the next films is even better.
Mm-hmm.
Someone allegedly dies then.
No, but the way this guy went out in season 1, he should have been gone. There was no way he survived what happened. Yeah, you don't understand. Me and Jake were so hyped that he died like that.
Yeah,
And he's still
Gotcha.
pulling away back.
that's true.
Huh?
Gotcha. We're getting off
Watch
topic.
Camp Cretaceous only on Netflix.
All right. But before we get to that, I think we should probably get on to the next topic. So, this was a last minute topic. Austin, you do it.
Yeah, so we talked about this for a while, but Sergeant Rock movie got canceled at DC Studios. We brought this up when we saw the full slate of James Gunn just adding more and more movies.
Yeah.
With no end in sight. Because he said his method was, if you have a script, I'll announce your movie. But then half the movies announced didn't have scripts.
Oh boy.
So it's like, why are you bullshitting? Just be honest.
Yeah, as we said in that topic before, audience, there's a difference between confident and cocky, and this was definitely cocky on James Gunn's part, So,
but apparently it's not going to be the first. We like the director. The whole reason they did the Clayface movie, because that director who came in had a script that he wanted to do, and then that director left with script, so that might be canceled too.
Oh wow!
Plus, like 3 other things. Then you still have the stuff that he announced way before he's already announcing stuff that they don't have anything for. The Authority, like the Waller show. You understand? They have to wait till Peacemaker season 2 comes out.
Yeah,
but like there's another project that I can't remember they announced that has nothing going forward. The only things they have done is Superman, and they're doing Supergirl. Anything else has not had any emotion. No behind the scenes, no above scenes.
Like, at least with Supergirl, you have the benefit of this being part of an established IP, being Superman, right? But when you're going really out there with like something like Sergeant Rocks, I mean, who in the general public knows about that book?
I also think the lukewarm reception to the Creature Commandos is also doing that to him too.
Yeah, I mean, Creature Commandos. What were people expecting that to do? At the end of the day, it's not going exactly to be breaking any records. It's an irrelevant.
To be fair, I think James Gunn expected that. Because it's hard to say you don't expect that. Because it was his first big DC project.
Yeah,
but he decided we deserved to see this before Superman, which should have been his debut.
Yep. I guess he figured that 5-second Batman scene in one of the episodes was going to get a lot.
Oh yeah, and the dead Justice League members. Oh, look at that. That's cool, right? I heard y'all like edgy. I got y'all.
Dead Justice League members you've seen 1,000 times if you're comic readers.
Yeah, you just saw it in the Apocalypse.
Yep. There you go. So again, this shouldn't come as a surprise to anybody, really, audience. So yeah. Is anybody losing to this at the end of the day? No, not really.
I don't even know the fuck Sergeant Rock is. I'm not gonna lie to you.
I've seen his comics in comic shops before, but it never grasped me as a comic book guy to just pick it up. So yeah, he's fighting zombies. A soldier fighting zombies we've never seen that before, right, audience? Right?
I do not want to deal with zombies. Okay.
To be fair, I think that only could have been decent because it's superhero zombie stuff, and I know we're not going to get like any like DC strength on that, obviously, but superhero zombie stuff always leads with zombies with superpowers, and that could always be an interesting story beyond like the Resident Evil just mutated zombie bullshit.
Yeah, so this just looks like fighting just regular zombie soldiers.
Yeah. Like, look, if this was during World War II, and you put G.I. robot and stuff here, I'm saying, whole World War II squad of heroes where zombies could be interesting.
Okay, so let's jot the list down. So we've seen vampire Nazis, we've seen zombie Nazis. I'm pretty sure I read Nazis trying to look into werewolves at one point.
We have werewolf Nazis out in Helsing.
There you go, werewolf Nazis.
It's a werewolf ghost Nazi too.
I've seen ghost Nazis in books before, audience.
Yeah.
What are monster genres left? Mummy Nazi? Could that be a thing? I don't know.
A mummy Nazi would be kind of hilarious. You have to stretch it so far to make that work. That'd be kind of funny.
Yeah. Well, the only thing you could do, I did see one clip of like the original Mummy movie, right? Like, I just thought it was funny. Like the one guy was so scared of that mummy walking up to him slowly because, like, he grabs a gun and shoots at the mummy, and he's like, the bullets do nothing, and the mummy's just still walking slowly. Like, I'm like, dude, I'm pretty sure one solid punch to the face could solve your problem here, man.
I have it. So have Hebo Ted wake up during World War I and get recruited into Nazi Germany, bro. He's like, look, you need flesh of these people? We got you, but join our side.
Gotcha. Hey, this is way before that Indiana Jones movie happened, audience, when the Nazis got mummified. So you could still do this concept. So
I can't wait for Nazi Creature of the Black Lagoon. He'll just be an Aquaman villain.
There you go. So yeah. We'll have no shortage of monster depictions of Nazis, audience. Keep that in mind. So, all right. I guess with that, we probably should move on, guys. So, I think we're done with the media news. Now we're going on to the comic news. Bada bing, bada boom, audience.
R.I.P. Bucky's new arm.
Yeah, Bucky's revolutionary arm gets destroyed.
Bro, I can't believe you hated it just because of the revolution, bro. Because the arm was cool. Bro, the liquid metal arm for Bucky was such a cool upgrade. That if it happened in any other book, it would have been fine.
Too many bad memories, man. Like, it's too affiliated with Lansing and Kelly for me. So, and I kind of if there's one good thing I could say that Lansing and Kelly did was in this book. They kind of clean house, because you even had a Fixer, right? Before Bucky got this new arm, audience, it was actually Fixer who designed an entirely new arm for Bucky during his time in Thunderbolts, right? Because before then, Bucky was still walking around with that same old hunk of titanium he got from the Russians until Fixer gave him a new one, an upgraded one, an improved one, one that shoots flamethrowers, one that has a knife, one that self-reloads your guns and
that's
stuff.
Cool.
Yeah, one that's lighter than titanium, but 3 times as strong,
So vibranium?
No, titanium.
No, I know, but that sounds like a description of vibranium.
But yeah. I did read this page, audience, when I was at my comic shop last week. I skimmed through it, seeing what's happening, and I actually had a smile when I saw his arm get destroyed. And the Fixer's like, yeah, you shouldn't have thrown away my arm, Bucky. Like, okay. This is just an example of Lansing and Kelly wanting to clean up the mess they made in their time in Captain America.
I don't think so. I think you're giving them too much credit. I think Marvel has the mandate to give Bucky the vibranium arm now.
Oh, no. Well,
to be fair, it doesn't give him any other special powers. But I think that I think it's just another moment where they're going to do some MCU synergy.
I don't know how I feel about that, audience. I'm not for it, but I'm not against it. If he gets the vibranium arm, go for it, I guess. So, but that just means you're still going to have to give him the red star on the other arm. Then you know that, right? So,
give him an anti-metal vibranium arm. So it's a metal. It's the one that vibrates that melts other metals.
Yeah, the Arctic vibranium.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. That would be better to use in the hand of an assassin after all. So, yay. Lansing Kelly is cleaning up the mess they made. Now they just gotta go back to that little retcon they made of the Shield, and we're good to go. All right. Say that the Red Skull made that whole bullshit history up, like, and he would be saying, like, and the beauty of it was that you all were so eager to accept that truth. No, to accept that lie. Yeah. So yeah, that's just really it, audience. I just want my moment to gloat about this. So yay. All right. With that, we should probably move on to the last topic of the night.
Okay, have fun.
No, it's not the last one. They're gonna do the other bullshit.
Ranting, Austin, as you told me before this, I gotta put my headphones back on. So
okay.
Good luck, have fun.
They're not the last topic because Jake added one.
Okay, well, I'm gonna start on for this one.
But so anyone who's seen the movie, it's Thunderbolts. Saw the post credit scene where Phantom 4 shows up. Cryptid. All on TikTok. All on Twitter. All I've seen is people being like, well, of course Galactic won. It doesn't make sense if you lose. Galactic has no victories for Defenders 4. There's not one moment where Defenders 4 comes to Earth and beats Defenders. Where Galactic comes to Earth, beat Defenders 4 and destroys Earth.
You need to give him some sort of feat at the end of the day. I mean, in the comics before he gets to Earth, like his biggest triumph was destroying the Skrull homeworld.
Well, to be fair, and if we go by the trailer, this looks like he does destroy a planet.
A no-name planet, I'm assuming.
It don't have to be no name. They can make it a alien. We've never seen the movie.
I just won't have the same sting to it, you know? To see like such a mighty empire with beings that have like these amazing powers, and they got utterly destroyed by this one godlike figure, you know?
You're not gonna get that Defenders 4 lose. It's a planet with 4 people.
To be fair, the original comic. Wait, hang on. The original comic where Galactus shows up, you didn't even get that. You just got him showing up on some Lovecraftian shit. That was enough.
Oh, well, later on he did that anyway. So
no, but that's what I mean. It's like the whole point was him. He was scared and he got him. We still found a way to win. For some reason, people on Twitter keep acting like Galactus is this undefeated monster, but he's never been a fan before. People are like, of course it makes sense they're here. They lost to Galactus. Obviously, they had to. And I'm like, no. If you look, if the Fantastic Four lose to Galactus and then runs away and abandons their own planet, they are not heroes.
Oh, damn. They just did what any family would do in that situation to protect their family. You know,
I'm saying if they did that, they are not the Fantastic Four.
Oof.
That's why I said this should happen. They should still do the Ultimate Nullifier and set all that up and beat Galactus into a mutual respect, and just have Galactus come over to the universe when everything's over. They still can get him destroying the Skrulls' new homeworld after they get fuck off our planet and other shit like that. You still do those moments.
Yeah.
But I want them to beat Galactus, take pride in that, and still lose because the incursions are inevitable.
Okay, that'll be something, you know.
I think them winning and then still end up losing everything is a better story for them than being like, oh, Galactus showed up. He was just so strong. We said, fuck you guys. All the people. If you watch the trailer, the world loves these people. They damn near pray to this team.
Yep.
If they abandon them on some shit like that, that is fucked up. That's not these aren't heroes. You should have died with these people.
Ooh, wow. I mean, I'll say this, Austin. Kind of like what we had a situation in the Century where there was no way there was a physical, you could defeat him physically, right? I kind of feel like the same rules need to be applied in Galactus' situation. You can find a way to get him off the field, but I think it will be a disservice if Galactus actually takes a legitimate full-on L.
That's what I'm saying. I think you just do the comic directly and have them get the Ultimate Nullifier, and they come to an agreement that he'll lead the planet alone. I want them to do that, reading them get happy, and then the world start collapsing anyway. And then Galactus was like, yeah, that's why I was going to eat you, because it did not matter.
Ooh.
I think that's a bigger sting. Them just losing and running away.
Gotcha. I think that's actually a good piece of writing right there, actually, that they should incorporate in a movie. So
I love the idea that Galactus can sense, because if you go by the comics, Jake, I don't know if you know this because they don't bring this up a lot, but all Galactus are supposed to be connected. Like every Galactus is technically the same guy.
Wow. Kind of like what they did with
but different writers don't know that, so they don't write like that all the time.
Yeah.
So I still love the idea that he's like, no, I can sense the Earths are collapsing, so I'm going to eat them all now. Because if I eat the planet here, the next one can't collapse into this, and it will be fine.
Oh wow!
You know, remember like the world seed, all the the eternal stuff. This is one of Galactus' duties. If he eats the Earth before they start colliding, there's nothing to collide into, and that'll save the other universe.
Oh wow!
They just like when the heroes start destroying other Earths to save their own.
Yeah. You know,
I feel
I
like
would
you can
love
still get that horrifying stuff with Galactus, but still get his place in the galactic order of the universe in these moments.
I want Fantastic Four to be like, oh wait, so like you just need an Earth to eat so it doesn't collide, and so the other one, man, go eat that one over there. Bucky, we'll
It's
take
like,
you over
bro,
there. How about
that's
we're
not
your
my
herald,
universe,
bitch?
bro. He's like, bro, I saw your little teleporter thing. It's not big enough for me. I'm not freaking down to that.
I'm Reed, whatever size you need, Richards, bro. I'll make it work, okay?
But I want them to have that big victory. I want them to have that better sting of defeat regardless. I don't think there's any version where you can have me cheer this team on if they just lose and they just abandon all the people who put their faith in them. I can't do that. I can't do that for any hero.
Wow.
Say you want about Spider-Man, he's gonna die a dumb death, but he's gonna die for you.
How dare they not live to the standards of trying to save their whole planet, you know? So, yeah.
No, because scripted. Let me tell you this. You only don't care because that's not our Earth. But think about if you were on that Earth. You remember how you were mad about Celestial trying to eat the planet?
Yep.
That's what I'm saying. I was like, bro, at least take us with you. You couldn't find out a way to teleport everybody on Earth.
I mean, there's only so much Mr. Fantastic could stretch to get as many people out of Earth as possible.
Yeah, but it's like I can't have them take that L. Only because I can't have them lose their world Galactic. Only find out in the next movie. Oh yeah, the curse is happening. You're gonna die anyway. Like nigga, what?
Wow.
And who's doing it? Oh, Doom's doing it. That loser?
Oh, plot twist. Galactus is the herald of Doom.
It just look, bro. So like the rant was just so many people were actually trying to tell me that a Fantastic Four should lose. And it's like they had never lost. That's like saying, oh, Superman, if Doomsday just show up, Superman automatically just died. He died the one time they fought. That's it.
Which happens, man. I mean, so that's his one and only triumph in comics.
No, but I mean, I mean, like in the comics, they're thinking that every time Doomsday showed up, Superman should just die.
Mm-hmm. Oh, okay.
They're like, no, in the death of Superman, that was the point, and that was it. He never died after that.
With Doomsday, he's a one-trick pony. Like, he only had that one relevance of killing Superman. Every other fight afterwards, not really. So, yeah.
Yeah, so, man, I don't want the Fantastic Four to take the L. I don't see why everyone else who seems to not know anything about Galactus are just like, yeah, Galactus, obviously they're going to lose.
Yeah, I guess everybody's just...
If you read this comic right here, there's literally a moment where Reed has a rubber band ball. His Galactus, like, what the fuck?
I guess people are just wanting that because it will be something new that's out of the norm for a superhero film. Because every superhero film we see, they all end with the saving the day moment, you know. But hey, we never had a movie where the superheroes failed, you know.
That's why I want them to win and then still lose. So you get the best of both worlds. Galactus lives. Galactus gets the respect he deserves, but he also gets the point of being right. You should have just let me eat you.
Yeah, wink, wink, Austin to the best of both worlds. I see what you did there. So, yeah.
You know, if Zack Snyder got his way, your first Justice League movie, those heroes would have gotten their asses whooped. I'm just saying.
It's going to be like another moment for like. I think I think they did it correctly. It could have been a better moment than Thanos snap, in the sense of like, the Thanos snap was the same type of thing where we got Thanos in the chest. We finally thought we beat him. And then we lost regardless.
Wow.
But here, in this situation, they will let that sink in.
Mm-hmm.
We beat them. Everyone goes home. You go to the post-credits scene, Galactus like, oh yeah, so you're going to die regardless. What? Yeah, you should let me eat you. The universe is colliding. I could have saved it. I could have saved the universe if you let me win.
Ooh, wow! So you're telling me you're going to want to have the weight of a whole universe blowing up be put on Reed Richards then?
Yes.
Oh wow!
I think I
How
think
do you feel?
even in the comics, they probably should do that. Because once you got rid of Reed's guilt of making his family like the Phanatics 4 and stuff, you took away a lot from his character. So I wouldn't mind him being like the fault of like this big moment that fucked up everything.
Right. Oh, and Lord, that's gonna be his him slapping his wife moment for that should be his him slapping his wife moment for decades to come, to have a universe die because of his actions.
And
But
I think the way you get like I think you let that sink in for a while. And I don't think I think you wait till Secret Wars to reveal that Doom was the cause of that incursion.
wow. Okay, that's a
So you could if Doom's already traveling in universes like Doctor Strange was, then he's already caused incursions by doing that.
Gotcha. And that actually leads on to the rivalry between why Reed will have a grudge against Doom. So
So I think that's the only way to really do it. Where Galactic still gets respect that he doesn't lose, but the Phanatics 4 doesn't end up looking like losers who just lost everything because they couldn't do the job.
Yeah, I just want Reed to, after this movie, to look at Doom and say, I could think of 14 different ways to permanently trap you in that armor. Like,
I want Reed to get really look in the eyes like, you realize, like, my wife was pregnant. She like, I'm off my kid. I'm going to kill you.
You realize my
there
child's
ain't no malaria yet. I can kill you now and not have like any doubts about it.
You realize my child is going to become God, right? Right, Doom? Oh, yeah, you'll be saying Doom to my son. Like,
that's also another reason why I think you have to have them live, like have them win. Because I think Galactus not only winning, but also making that psychic connection with a baby Franklin also adds a lot to it, too. Because we, as comic fans, we know Galactus. We know Franklin's going to be the next Galactus for the next universe.
Yeah.
We know we're never going to really see that moment because we're never going to get to the next universe. But we know that's his destiny.
Exactly.
So I think tying that all up in the ending is the best way to do it.
But hopefully it'll work out at the end. So
that's all I had to say, Witch, if you're still around.
Okay. Well, that's the last topic of the night anyway, audience.
No, we got the Mr. Beast one.
Yeah.
The Mr. Beast? Oh, we don't even have a pick for that.
No, we don't.
No, so Jake, at least I got a photo.
Fucking thumbnail. Damn.
That's crazy. At least I got a photo on there for my topic.
Anyway, apparently Mr. Beast is going to be making his first horror thriller book with horror thriller novel legend James Patterson.
What the fuck is that?
He's a writer.
He's like a famous horror guy. Like after the guy who made The Mist and all that, he's the next guy. He's the number 2. He's the Vegeta to his Goku. Okay.
This man's not even a comic. I don't know who the fuck this guy is.
Well, listen, he made famous
books the entire time I was gone. You guys
they're making up which white men.
He made famous books like Along Came a Spider, which was a title that was referenced in Avengers: Earth's Mightiest Heroes, and the episode where Spider-Man showed up, and that was the title of that. That it had nothing to do with the plot. It was just. That
I thought you're making shit up for this guy.
I'm not. Middle school, the worst years of my life. Murder House, and the writer, a thriller. It literally has thriller in the name. Okay,
guys. I know this writer.
What the hell did I miss?
Who is this? So Mr. Beast is making a horror book with a great horror writer named Patterson something.
Why the fuck do I care about that? What the hell?
Oh, sorry.
That's what I said. Jake wanted to do it.
Why the hell are we talking about this? None of us watch Mr. Beast.
No.
Guys, you remember how I said I knew this writer? Sorry, I actually got him confused with James Rowlands for a sec. So
I was like, because all the books that Jake said sound like bullshit.
Oh my guys, you guys are so illiterate. You never go to Barnes and Noble to see James Patterson's name? He has like a whole section.
I want you to know, Jake. The fact that your biggest friend, which when he brought this guy up, he said, "Oh, he's the second biggest name after that guy from it."
Yeah.
After Stephen King, there's like a mile gap in this man.
Listen, Sasuke is still a reputable name under Naruto. Okay, that's not it is.
There's Stephen King.
Both of you to assume that I'm not already beelining in for the fucking manga section every time I go to a Barnes and Noble. I need my gay manga. Okay,
There's
Austin, you
Stephen
quote me
King,
on that.
there's
I need
James
my gay
Patterson,
manga.
and then if you
Which
look
needs
under,
for
there's
his
R.L.
gay
Stine.
manga.
Okay,
I need my gay manga. I don't care about this
and
guy.
James Patterson, if I can finish, if James Patterson is number 2, and so Mr. Beast is working with James Patterson to make a horror book, and this one will be basically a Mr. Beast style episode, but a horror thing. Basically, there'll be contestants that are going to be competing across the world
movie
for a grand prize, but these things will be like horror themed, and they'll get killed and all this other stuff.
That's a joke. I didn't watch the movie. I saw a movie just like this.
Oh well, you know what? Now Mr. Beast is doing it, so there you go.
It was a movie. Jake, we almost watched that movie. It was a movie that was like 2 away from Mr. Crockett, and we watched that at night.
Wow. Audience, this feels like Jake's version of World's Finest collaborating.
Right here. I want to speak to people. I want you to know from the way Jake said it. Look, Stephen King is like All Might.
Right.
Yeah.
And this guy here, this is Endeavor. And I don't know if you watch My Hero, but they actually show you the gap between these two people. It's like a whole Grand Canyon wide. All right.
That's okay, but on the other side of that canyon,
My Hero to maybe understand those references.
But on the other side of that canyon, before you see R.L. Stine, you'll see James fucking Patterson. Okay,
I don't believe it, to be honest, bro.
Dave Rand. When Stephen King goes down in history and dies, James Patterson will be number 1. I promise you.
It's going to be crazy. It's going to be like Stephen King, number one writer in the world. R.L. Stine, great writer. And then James Patterson, the number 2 guy.
Right.
I have never heard of that man before.
You guys don't go to
sure Jake made him up.
Y'all illiterate, bro. Y'all don't go to
illiterate? What do you mean? I'm sorry that I don't read the books that you read when you were in middle school.
I don't read James Patterson, but every time I went to Barnes and Noble,
Jake
he had a whole...
said this man's name like he was well known. This man's not even a person Jackson, bro.
I've gone to Barnes and Nobles in 3 different states from a kid to an adult, and James Patterson would have a whole section to himself.
Okay, well, Jake, how about you come to Arizona?
Jackson, bro.
How about you come to my city in Arizona? We can go to Barnes and Noble. We can go to both Barnes and Nobles here where I live, and you can find your James Patterson.
I don't know if he's still. Every time I go to a Barnes and Noble, which to be fair, I haven't gone to one in a year, but he's always had a section. It's always been like the James Patterson section. That's like
this sounds like a guy who got popular during COVID.
I listen. Like I'm just telling you that this is a big deal. And so much so that apparently there's already 8 investors that are looking into this book project and are hoping to make it into a TV film or a movie. So, you know, there you go.
What the fuck
well, to be fair, the idea behind this thing, like I said, I'm pretty sure I saw a movie like this. It was not a bad movie plot.
Right.
The problem is, I feel like it's just this guy's going to be writing it, and Mr. Beast is going to put his name on it.
Ooh. Maybe. I don't know.
You're not convinced me this is Spirit, the second best writer in the world. You're gonna be sitting there next to Mr. Beast. I'm like, bro, you got somebody else for this part?
Austin, I looked this guy up. I looked up James Patterson. The only 2 books that I recognize are his like middle school are the worst years of my life type of books. None of his horror stuff, and maybe Maximum Ride.
Okay, but he has a section.
Wait. He did Maximum Ride?
I see 1 Maximum Ride book.
Maximum Ride is a Stephen King book. This nigga's stealing.
He does have ghostwriters.
And that's not even a joke. Maximum Ride is Stephen King's book. And how do I know that? Because Stephen King made it into a movie that he wrote the script himself.
Well, hey, let's actually look at
Well, okay, wait. One of the Maximum Ride books is by James Patterson.
He's getting Stephen King's leftovers.
It says on Google that he's the author of the book, so I don't know what the fuck. I don't know.
What was it called?
He's getting Stephen King's
Maximum
leftovers.
Maximum Ride? Maximum Ride?
Right. It's about like a bunch of angels.
No, it says it's a book by it says it. No, not only does it say it's by James Patterson on the book cover, it has James Patterson's fat ass name on there, bro.
Man, give me a second.
Okay.
There's a manga for it, and I kind of want to reread the manga because it has been a while since I've read it. So should I read it, audience? Should I read the Maximum Ride manga and then review it on the channel? I could do it.
My bad. I'm in Maximum Overdrive.
Oh, okay.
That's my thing. The only reason I know this movie because Stephen King wrote it, and then he did a commercial for it, but it was during his coked out era, so he has his eyes looking in two different directions the whole time.
Okay, audience, like I said before, let us know in the comments or on our Twitter. Do you want me to review the Maximum Ride manga series? I could do it.
He's one of. Okay, look.
Do y'all even know who Jay's? Yeah, people in the comments, if you ever see this, do you know this man?
Besides for Maximum Ride, if you were a very specific kind of kid in middle school,
he has sold over 400 million books worldwide, putting him in the same sales tier as not only Stephen King, but J.K. Rowling and Agatha Christie.
J.K. Rowling.
To be fair, that's not really impressive.
He's in the same tier.
Patterson you're comparing him to a woman who only wrote 8 books. Okay?
And Stephen King. Bro. I'm saying. He's released multiple books per year, often co-writing with others. Well, that's not really impressive though. Anything. Like he released multiple. You could say Tyler Perry releases multiple scripts a year. That doesn't mean they're all good. All right, I'm just saying. But, he holds the Guinness Book World Record for the most #1 New York Times bestsellers by a single author. Okay.
To be fair, there's never been a time where I think one of them I was impressed by those books.
Wow.
There's never been a time where I picked up a New York Times bestseller and I was impressed by that book.
You know what? I'm glad you said that. It's the same for me. I remember as a kid, I was like, what do these mean?
Thank you to the Internet Archive for letting me read the Maximum Ride manga. Thank you, Internet Archive.
No, I agree, Austin, because I don't even know what that means. Like, what? Because I never read those books. I was like, this is it. New York.
I literally took it as like legit. Oh, it sells well in New York. Okay, I'm not.
Like, what does it do for me? You know, I'm very confused. But no, I agree. Anyway, but that means something. He has a unique arrangement with publishers, including an imprint that gives him more creative and business control than many other authors in the industry. So it's very influential.
How does that work?
I don't know.
What control does the publisher have over you?
I don't know. I've never been in that world. I don't know. Well, apparently he has more of it than anybody else.
Mm-hmm.
So, his name itself is a brand, often printed larger than the title of one books. Which I did.
I don't trust this guy.
Well, it's James fucking Patterson.
I think this guy made
and the only thing I mainly know him for is for a book that was most likely written by a ghostwriter, and that was only liked by a very small group of people in middle school.
What I'm saying is that he has the 24 hour. Oh, no. Okay. What I'm saying is he has a repertoire. Okay, he has a name in the industry. It's a powerful name.
I think I'm confirming it now. This guy's gonna be on Reed Richards, bro. This guy's gonna be my Reed, like Reed is you.
Yeah. Wow. Patterson. But yeah, anyway, but I'm only interested in this because I've never seen Mr. Beast write a book, so I'm curious if he can do it. Okay.
Now we know this guy usually works with other people and stuff. Anyway, I do think I'll be on the phone well, I'm gonna write the main plot, but since it's your show that's gonna be horror, you give me horror ideas for what you would do,
right?
And you have the hosted,
yeah,
and I worry about that.
Yeah, maybe something like that. I do think it's. I think the other reason I'm interested in this is it's Mr. Beast writing a script about his own videos, but if it was a horror thing,
Mr. Beast to think that he thinks his fans are going to read this shit.
Right. Well, yeah, I don't think it's. Yeah, his fans are children. They're not going to fucking read any of this. So I don't even know if this is going to sell.
There's probably going to be those kids that are going to be like, "Mom, Dad, I need the Mr. Beast book."
Yeah, I'm reading with my lunch leaves.
Yeah, I might read a chapter or something, but I don't know. I would have to see. But I just thought it was interesting that Mr. Beast was making a novel of himself. So,
Okay.
There you go.
Well,
let's see. I go say this.
That's it for the episode.
Oh, thank goodness! Because if I have to hear talk about James Patterson one more time, I'm gonna lose my mind.
Talk about Patterson, audience. Why don't you all just go fly kites?
You know, I would rather actually go fly a kite. Than
I never
take
flew a
off.
kite. I don't know how to do it.
You know
I
what,
tried
Austin? Austin, let's do it. Let's get on a video call and let's fly a kite.
One day we'll
I
have a
have
picture of a brick wall flying a kite.
You know what, Austin? I will draw us flying a kite. Just
I
to
remember
spite
having
Jake and Cryptid.
I remember having a Power Rangers kite when I was a kid, but I never was able to fly that thing. So
Yeah, it's not windy enough most of the time.
yep, there's that too, audience.
And there's so many trees around where I live, that you'll get lost.
Bro, I'm in Arizona, so you never know if it's gonna be like super duper hella windy or if it's going to be all right enough for flying a kite.
Mhm.
But granted,
you
the
didn't turn on
last
the-
time that I remember flying a kite was like in 2007, and I was like a literal child.
I was about to say, Jake, you didn't play the music, but then we're gonna end it like 5 minutes.
Just wait to say
But Critter, what books are you doing tomorrow? Because there's a lot of books I feel like we should do, but I want to know what you're doing, and I'll max out with that.
Hey, yo, bye, audience.